Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles with your host, Christian Paul speaking, the socially awkward nerd. And ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed a classic case of when chasing for fame, likes, clout, views, anything for clout, views, likes, for the moolah can go wrong. And not every single bit of likes and views and profit when it comes to for anything that's there, not all of it is good. Case in point, this situation coming out of Long Island when involving a local prankster. Ladies and gentlemen, meet this little douchebag here, Mr. Tommy Tuff Knuckles, who has recently been arrested on some illegal recordings in regards to actually recording people in private homes without their consent, coming by, having indecent exposure, lots of pranks. I'm definitely going to review the official charge in regards to this very surely, but this mofo here is literally under hot water due to the idiocy of his pranks. Now, literally actually doing it up in public venues, up in other people's property, unbeknownst to their knowledge, not even further discussing definitely these whole deals of what they plan to do, not even having consent before doing these actions on social media. Just come right up into random store and mainly act a fool, just like in the video that you're about to see here.
Wait, what are we doing?
I'm doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge!
You can't do it in here.
I nominate LeBron James!
Yo, I want to try and actually keep my cool on this one because I'm looking at the idiocy of what these two douchebags are actually mainly doing, ladies and gentlemen. And it's literally moronic. It's literally despicable on what these guys are doing. Now, if they were doing it up in their backyard, if they were doing it outside up in the street, or even nearby a pool, I have no issue with it. If they're even doing their own house or even inside their house, I would have no problem. But doing it in someone else's property that does not even concern them, that they are unaware of, it is a huge problem. And then you have a representative, a cashier, working at a Dollar Tree, mind you. I believe it's a Dollar Tree up in Long Island, up in Suffolk County, where all this stuff took place. It took place at a local Dollar Tree up in Suffolk County, New York, in Long Island, right? She's warning these two douchebags to actually literally get them up out the store, saying you can't do that inside the store, where it's literally the whole public watching, and they're literally out acting a fool just for likes and views and quick profit off of social media.
And Fetty Wap!
Alright, so now we're
Let's watch your dog shit!
I do want to say to the young men, and especially that young man that's really just making an ass out of yourself, I would like to actually say congrats. You literally make yourself arguably one of the biggest douchebags up in America right now. And now your freedom is in jeopardy. Your freedom could definitely be in jeopardy. Your status with job searching outside of TikTok, God forbid what goes on depending on your standings with them, that's in jeopardy because you're idiocy and because you're very insensitive. You're very inconsiderate about other folks, and just because they're actually trying to lend you a huge hand based on actually helping you out, someone that's in need, and you're actually trying to take them and actually become disrespectful in return. And you wonder why it's literally coming right back to your ass, literally tenfold. You know what I mean? And nobody's gonna really give two fucks about what you do whatsoever. You really think this is a fucking joke? Alright? So, let's go into this little news article coming by on ABC 7 New York, and then we'll actually just dig a little further into it. So fucking ridiculous, man. Alright, y'all. Here is the actual news clip that's coming out from ABC New York, up by Eyewitness News, up in the local area. Let's see what the news reporters have to say about this little fuckery that's mainly been going on. 8 criminal counts. Okay? 8 counts. For what? Idiocy, stupidity. Let's go.
The arrest in Suffolk County of a prankster clamoring for online fame.
Yeah, 21-year-old Kyle Vasquez is accused of being behind a string of bizarre incidents in Center Reach and Selden that he allegedly recorded and then posted to social media. In one case,
Yeah. You see the TikTok video in which he poured beans on a head in Chinese restaurants inside a public property, inside a business. Business. Okay? A business where they're literally trying to help people and service people to make a profit to actually help take care of their families. Okay? And when you repeat somebody's business while you're trying to make business for yourself on the side, you're not going for a win-win situation. You're going for a win-lose situation. You're being selfish towards yourself. And that's the problem. Dinner on a child in a Chinese restaurant. You pour eggs on the head outside of an Italian ice shop right within the vicinity of the public property now. Okay? Not even doing it in the backyard, not doing it in the park, or not even doing it like a street. Okay? Right in front of a business that you not even speak with the owner about, or even the manager about. You know what I'm saying? Here's the worst part. You secret record residents up in their own house, unbeknownst to their knowledge, while they try to let you handle while you actually ask them for help to actually help you wash off, and then you secretly record them, and that's how his ass got. That's how Tommy Tough Knuckles here got his ass got, and he's literally facing 1 to 4 years in state prison. Okay? State prison. And with state prison right now, it ain't pretty. Okay? You got a lot of Fleece Johns made up in here looking at you trying to pound them up, and we're gonna see who really tough up in the jail cell. You feel me?
Now we taking over the prison, so back up. You can't have my booty.
Juicy! So let's continue.
he poured a bucket of beans on his head inside a Chinese restaurant. He also, they say, asked 3 homeowners to use their bathroom, and while inside, recorded homeowners without their consent.
And it did not stop there. Long Island reporter Stacey Sager is live in Yaphank with the details. Stacey.
Well, Liz, he was chasing likes on TikTok, where he has nearly 5 million of them. But police here in Suffolk County say that Kyle Vasquez was also chasing something else, the dollar, making money off these TikToks and allegedly exploiting private homeowners and businesses in the process. Kyle, you wanted attention.
The way he walking up in that courtroom, thinking everything's a fucking joke to him. 21 years old, thinking it's a fucking joke to him. You see him. Let him walk through, and you see him come through. And I've watched this video before, and I had to do it, and I had to watch it again just so I can try and break this down. Once he walks through that courthouse up in Yaphank, up in Long Island, you're gonna notice Tommy Tuck is really trying to act all tough and mean and bad, and trying to flip middle finger and actually just say like literally like some expletives right in front of the local news camera.
Now you got it.
But Kyle Vasquez had trouble navigating all the attention at court today. Big trouble. First, an obscene gesture.
There we go. And you see the local police officer that's on like the state court side literally checking because of that. You know, he really thinks it's a fucking joke. He really thinks it's a fucking joke.
Hey, what are you doing?
Disgusting.
What? We're not doing that.
Then he tried to barge out a side door in conflict with the officers that were here to escort him out. The 21-year-old from Coram, known as Tommy Tough Knuckles on TikTok,
Tough Knuckles my ass, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Facing 8 separate criminal counts today for viral videos like this one.
I'm Tommy Tough Knuckles!
And notice, you see the local news actually try to censor his TikTok handle because they do not want to see, they do not want to have any more views or likes, okay? That's actually being added towards this man's account to try and make additional money. But unfortunately, where they screwed up, they actually gave him like the keyword search so actually Tommy Tough Knuckles up on TikTok so that people could still find him. That's the drawback of that as well, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the reason why these egg prices are so high!
What a fool, man. Making an ass out of himself. For what?
Police say that's 50 raw eggs he dumped over his head outside Ralph's Italian Ices here in Center Reach. Then there's the incident up the road inside Winghua Chinese restaurant, where police say he spilled the beans.
Oh, y'all see this? Up in the private restaurant with somebody not even in the vicinity. We don't know if he asked to be recorded or not, but they mind their business and now they caught up in the camera due to his fucking. All for likes and followers. Man, this motherfucker is so dumb.
He spilled the beans.
Yeah.
And they got a camera actually recording all this stuff too. And that's how they actually showing it to the local authorities up in Suffolk County.
I'm very angry, and they're all angry because they make me a mess for the place.
The restaurant releasing this surveillance video to show what they were subjected to.
Douchebags actually trying to record. And not even actually speak with the manager or the owner. Oh, God, what a bunch of asswipes.
All for likes on social media. But the felony counts were far worse, authorities telling us Vasquez unlawfully recorded 2 private homeowners with an undercover camera in Selden and Center Reach to mock them for allowing him inside.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
The individuals were taken advantage of because they were kind. And they let somebody into the house claiming that they had to use a bathroom in an extreme way.
Tough Knuckles, not so tough as he then...
What a coward-ass motherfucker. What a cowardly motherfucker right there.
Bolted from us at the courthouse. Free...
And all of these motherfuckers, okay, dimwits, 21-year-old dimwits. These motherfuckers think it's a game, okay, until he gets convicted based on all the evidence that these prosecutors found against him, and that does deliver us a final blow. Once that jury finds Kyle here guilty on what's been found, and he throws down that gavel, you know, there's a whole nother different set of reality. These motherfuckers stick until that gavel gets thrown down, and he's ended up having like an orange jumpsuit and orange sweats, getting handcuffed up in a state prison penitentiary. And once he actually starts throwing down that sentence, 1 to 4 years, throwing down that gavel, game over. Are you gonna joke then? Are you gonna do the gritty then? Actually just go out and actually just dance and have your little Fortnite fun then? With all your fucking nonsense? You motherfuckers really think it's a joke.
His next court appearance, but shielded by friends who came here mostly to twerk.
When your video causes someone else harm or embarrassment, then you've crossed the line and there will be consequences.
Yeah, and those consequences are Class E felonies for the dissemination of illegal surveillance and the illegal...
And I do want to actually discuss with that in regards to the Class E felony in New York State. A Class E felony in New York State, for those who aren't really concerned with New York State law or haven't really lived in New York or don't know the New York City tri-state area that well. If you don't live in New York or neighboring New York, whether it's like Jersey, Connecticut, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, Pennsylvania, you know, if you do not live within those states, not being aware of New York State law, right? A New York State Class E felony, right? And you can definitely look it up onto the site. It can get you, if convicted, it can cost you 1 to 4 years of your freedom. You're gonna be serving 1 to 4 years up in state prison. Okay.
Surveillance itself. Vasquez, aka Tommy Tough Knuckles, due back in court on June 30th. We're live outside police headquarters here in Yaphank. I'm Stacey Sager, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Wow. And mind you, okay, mind you, if assuming they got the lawyer, mind you, he's taking down some of his videos that he done did. One of the videos that we've shown earlier that got taken down as well. One of those videos definitely he took down because what homeboy trying to do with the assistance of the lawyer, they're trying to actually minimize as much of the evidence as he can to make sure that the local town or the local state don't smear his name so that they could try to actually minimize the sentence, or actually trying to do their best to mainly clear him. That's what they're actually trying to do with Kyle and his team right now, his legal team right now at that very moment. Unbeknownst to them, that Eyewitness News or Suffolk County could contact TikTok and definitely have nothing to do with their investigation, because they still keep your videos, right? Once you actually either privatize them or leave them, they still can keep them for months at a time to show the law enforcement as well. So they're not fully off the hook in regards to that. Now you're seeing the idiocy of like what his decisions have been, chasing for likes and fame and likes and views just for the quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking ridiculous. Alright, so this is the Idiot's GoFundMe here. Where they say, oh, keep the laughs coming, help Tommy Tuck Knuckles on a local GoFundMe. Right? And this is what he's saying. I'm Tommy Tough Knuckles. I got arrested for some pranks. I need money for a lawyer so I can keep making y'all laugh. I would really appreciate the support. So really, homeboy is actually leading the videos himself to actually make sure that he covers his own ass. All due his immaturity. And he can't even actually have money to actually find the lawyer while fighting his own case. And he's due for trial again on June 30th. And I know they love when they work with all the pranks and all the views, and y'all seeing all the stuff here. The people actually, they basically do all this donation stuff. And I get it. He's going through an accusation, not a conviction. Not like with Dumbo, in which he was actually convicted and he's actually appealing the conviction. That's a different story. Okay? Right? Dumbo got already convicted, and you got like some of these bozos out here literally playing dumb, saying that, oh, it's innocent until proven guilty, he's being accused. Not actually reading the full fucking details. Literally up in these articles showing everything that's gone through with the case. And I've discussed that literally up in previous videos ago in regards with that. So they out here literally playing dumb because they mad that they top G, quote quote, they top guru, if you will, has been sent astray and has been exposed as a fraud for who he is, and they do not want to actually do the work to actually try to help themselves or even think for themselves. Okay? So this is so funny here. I know they want to try and enjoy the laughs with homeboy, but I guarantee you this, you know, these people that actually liking his shit, actually giving all this stuff views and having him hold them down and subscribe to his channel, a lot of them aren't going to post his bail. A lot of them going to hold him down once he serves that 4 years in prison, if he's convicted. Okay? Many of them aren't going to hold him down. And Kyle here will learn that literally the hard way. So, as I've stated before, ladies and gentlemen, is it really worth chasing likes and views desperately? There are many other ways they could gain likes and gain views and actually gain a consistent following, doing what you love to do, doing hobbies, looking to solve problems, solving interesting problems at that. Actually trying to make a corner off of like some key highlights and key fun anatomies with TikTok shorts, YouTube shorts, trying to create engagement. There's ways to definitely do that. Yes, there is. 100%. But when you record yourself doing a lot of dumb stuff, a lot of nonsense, okay, humiliating yourself, because once you post that out there, it's stuck there for life. Okay, jobs can find out, business can find out, other ventures you have can literally find out, because it can find who you are mainly on the internet. And especially when you're trying to do business deals, that you're trying to boost your brand, these type of dumb videos that you see Kyle doing can literally hamper you in the wrong run. It can hamper your image, it can hamper your brand. You know what I'm saying? This is why I am firmly against what this dweeb is doing. I'm not saying that he's not going to be able to mature for the rest of his life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's just literally idiotic for what he's doing. And he's literally getting a wake-up call by the New York State court system due to his fucking. You know what I'm saying? Just please don't put yourself in that gentleman's position when it comes to that, okay? And have your freedom be at risk over some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And this is very simple. This is one of those little rascal types that really want to act the fool, you know, thinking that they real tough guys until they actually get to an actual tough guy that has been hardened, you know, that has been seasoned, that has been physically seasoned, that has been through some fights of his own, You know, some of them can be military trained, and you know, when they actually deal with somebody that's of like equal size, that can give them the same energy. You know, this is the little type of person that'll literally run himself up out of here. Tommy Tough Knuckles my ass. You know what I mean? He ain't as tough as you think. You know what I'm saying? This is extremely a classic case of respect is currency. Because if you truly respect people on how they want to be treated, you know, you can have all the award and more than likely you can be blessed with universal card right actually come in your favor, mainly down the line. You know what I'm saying? But if you treat people like garbage, unfortunately, this is what can happen to you. And I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Paul from Nerd Chronicles is sign out. Deuces.
Mm.